We know why the John Ritter Foundation is so close to you, but can you tell my viewers a little bit about it?
After my husband, John Ritter, passed away from an aortic dissection, everybody in the family and the public at large went horribly sad. What's an aortic dissection? And I realized that the aorta, which is the artery that comes from your heart to the rest of your body, it's not part of the heart, kind of needs a publicist. Because if it had been on the doctor's mind that night, and John's life probably would have been saved. He was accidentally treated for a heart attack, which is the opposite. It's a heart attack is a block where this is a tear. Heart attack's the heart where this is your aorta. And so I started getting out there and being kind of a pain in the butt to the world immediately, and also helping families get into a genetic study, which is now called the John Ritter Research Program for Aortic and Vascular Diseases, a mouthful. And it's Diana Milowitz at University of Texas, who has, as of yesterday, I think she has identified 12 mutations that can lead to thoracic aortic dissection, which is, I mean, in those circles, that's above the title.
That's great.
Yeah, yes, and the science-y goes to Dr. Milowitz. So
Now, I remember, as I'm sure many, many people do, the day that it all happened.
Right.
Obviously, it hit more than your average person
Yeah.
would hit.
Yeah.
You took it, though, and you did turn it around into this great, wonderful thing that's helping other people
you.
out. I mean, how do you get the strength to be able to do that?
Well, I think the strength that our family has to go on comes from John, who's one of his things. Even if you were working with him on a show, or if you dropped a plate or burped while making your speech or whatever, the joke and the truth was he'd always say, if that happens on show night, just keep going. Yeah, and so it's like, wait a minute, we got to keep going. And with the example that John, who lent his name to many, many, many charities, but especially United Cerebral Palsy, his brother has cerebral palsy, he just did it without thinking, without complaining, just spent way, way, way giant hunk of his time helping other people. And he raised his kids to be that way, and that's why I fell in love with them, so this is the right thing to do.
And you mentioned earlier that you believe that he's here with us, and so do I. Why do you think it's so important for you guys to be a part of the Roger Neal-style Oscar suite?
Well, Roger's from my hometown of Cincinnati, so right there, and John loved Cincinnati way too much. Nothing against the Dodgers. He loved the Dodgers, but he would put on a Reds cap every once in a while. Because this is like John's hometown. John's from LA, and his picture's on the side of Hollywood High, and this was just his place. And he always had a sense of humor about awards and award season, because some parts of it are just way overblown, over the top, and this kind of celebrates that. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's celebrate ourselves and do it for a good cause. And Roger is the exact right person, has the exact right tone on how to do that.
I think you're absolutely right, and I hope that it all goes really well for you this year. Jason, what does it mean to be out here doing the foundation for your dad, talking to people and opening their minds about it?
It's really wonderful. I mean, obviously at the time, nothing worse could have possibly happened, but it has been incredible to see how much good has been able to come out of a horrible thing, and people going to their doctors and asking to be scanned, and then their lives being saved. It's very easy to avoid if you know things about it, and if you have the tools, unlike, my father didn't know that he was at risk for it. So it's been nice that even though he had to, pay the ultimate price, a lot of lives have been saved, and a lot of it's due to my stepmom's work in this organization and raising.
I was going to say, I had the pleasure of speaking with Amy just the other day, actually, and we talked all about the organization and just the fact that it's become a part of something so big must be really helping you guys out as well.
It is, and Jason's right. There was, when I talked to thoracic surgeons and medical people from all over the world, they say there's pre-John Ritter awareness and post-John Ritter awareness. But sadly, John passed away in the last moments of pre-John Ritter awareness, and sometimes it has to be that way for something to come to the front of people's minds and attentions, and pocketbooks too sometimes about research. But the family keeps chugging on, and John's spirit lives in all of these kids and all of you guys, all of the fans. He loved his fans.
It was a great loss to everyone, and I really, being able to talk to the two of you over the last couple of days, it's been fantastic. You're so sweet and so down to earth, and I just really hope that this all goes really well for you.
Thank you.